Okay, now I'm going to cover a second example just to illustrate how VSM can be used in multiple places, in multiple types of situations. So this is a case study which is documented in an IGLC paper. You can see the reference here. There is also a video of the presentation available on YouTube. And this has to do with blockwork being brought to site, unloaded in a truck here. And these blocks are to be shifted to these to the buildings to be installed, as it can be seen. Okay, so the authors of this paper actually did this study and found that when the trucks brought in the blocks, they didn't have any pattern. They just placed them wherever there was space. Okay, and the blocks were of there were specific types of blocks required for specific areas of the building. So it took a lot of time for the crane operator when they are shifting the blocks, to sort it out, do all of that. Okay, and so you can see this is their basic current state VSM. Okay, so you can see again, I'm not going to go into details. You can read through the paper, but they use again the lean symbology. You can see the push symbol here, inventory here. Okay, the way it happens, information goes. So basically you have the technical team giving information to the supplier on a weekly basis. There's a daily supply, there's unloading, there's transportation. So this is the crane transport. Okay, it occurs in kind of random ways, not so structured ways. And this is all a push system. One of the things I want to bring out here is this is a push system. And there is no particular way in which this is unloaded. Okay. And in this particular case, the authors or the researchers have looked at non-value added time, value added time, and lead time. So they're looking at this as the metric. Okay, lead time is non-value added time plus value adding time. Okay, so what we are calling value adding time is process time plus waste, and we are calling that lead time. I just want to illustrate because terminology is not always the same. There's minor difference, but concepts are the same. Okay, in their future state, okay, they have organized this fairly well. One is they have what they are calling, so in this weekly block request goes, there's a daily request. Now look at this icon, it's called a supermarket icon. So what this does is the block supplier unloads the blocks, communication is sent to the technical team. Only when this supply is starting to go below a certain level, supply is initiated.
Okay, yeah.
So there is a
continuous process.
There's a pull. So you can see the pull icon. So only when the site needs blocks, it is supplied. Okay, and this block is supplied stored in an organized manner. Now you can see that these are the different types of blocks required. This is 1, 2, 3, and again this is what you call a Kanban icon. Okay, all this is coming. The crane transports it only when there is a request. Okay, in the earlier case, the crane transported it. It's a push system. They decided whenever, okay, here is a block, someone needs it, I'm going to transport it. Here it's a pull system. Okay, the transport is done when somebody decides they need the next set of blocks, it's sent, the Kanban operates, the crane then takes it and
But sir, in that case, the crane may be more idle. There is a waste.
No, if it is only for the blocks, yes. But the crane will have other tasks also, and then this will be there. You give enough advance notice to the during this time you have to give. So it's a more structured, organized system, which is not typical on a construction site. Okay, construction sites tend to be more ad hoc, but causes a lot more waste. Okay, and the author has kind of then recalculated these, and if you compare the metrics, you can see that in terms of the lead time here is reduced. Okay, 74 from 162, it's become 74. Okay, value added time, okay, 50, it was 52, it is reduced, but the non-value added time is also reduced, has mainly reduced significantly. Okay, so this basic comparison to show, and I also wanted to illustrate some of the other icons and ways in which VSM can be used to communicate how a pull system can be implemented. Okay, so to kind of get benefits from a VSM. Okay, so these are some of the points I want to summarize with and close up. One is you need support at all levels. You need top management and frontlines. Okay, if you're going to take VSM in a big way, and we should remember this. Okay, at both levels we can apply and get benefit. We have to target what we want and go after it. We should not target target this level and think we are doing this level, or try to do this level with only support at the front lines. Won't work. So we have to be aligned in the way we do. Okay. The second point is this qualitative versus quantitative. Okay. So when we look at the VSM, the visual impact of the VSM, or the fact that a group of people have to come together and collaborate to create a VSM. Okay, a lot of times that itself is a big impact. The fact that we are sitting together and mapping this process, and this is what the whole team is doing, it's been documented that a huge impact comes there itself. The actual quantitative impact, the metrics, definitely the simpler metrics give you immediate value. We said there are more advanced complex metrics, but the team that's doing it has to mature to be able to use those complex metrics effectively. So it's okay to keep things simple, keep things visual, keep things to the basic metrics as a start. And once that has happened, you will know when you want to move on to more advanced requirements. Okay. Ownership, it's good to have a single point owner. There is one person responsible, but it has to be collaborative problem solving. Okay, it cannot be everybody's responsibility because it will become nobody's responsibility.
Yes.
Okay. And then for the use of visual tools, like I said, it is a visual tool. There are a lot of software today available just for VSM. Okay, so this is for VSM. These are typical charting software, and use these tools. Okay, and like it says here, develop and edit the future state map real time. So put it on the projector and discuss with the team, see how this has to move. Should we do it there? Should we do it here? Learn, use symbology, discuss the symbology, what it means. I think it also collaboratively becomes a way of thinking lean when you start improving a VSM and the ideas.
But the software we can only enable during the transformation plan, right? So
No. You can do. There is no doubt you have to go do the Gemba walk and see what's happening to do the current state map.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do the current state map sitting in the office. But once you've done the current state map, you have to brainstorm to get the future state map. That is where the tools can be used for the current state also, not just the future. You have to use, but when you're doing the future state, you need more brainstorming, and that's also can be through. And you're doing real edit. How am I going to change this? The current state map also, when you have the draft developed, you show it to the team, and people might agree or disagree with certain way you have mapped certain things. That is also very value adding, meaning for the team to understand how how the process works. So I might go with what I think is a current state map after doing my Gemba walk and everything, and seeing this is there, or going and seeing what is there. But somebody in the team says, no, this is not exactly like this. I think it's like this. And that causes a discussion.
But what I meant was at the initial creation of the current state map, where we use sticky note kind of things, where all the involved people will be engaged.
Right. So you
that
can
will
use
in a way that
so there can be two options. I can use sticky notes, and they say that use of sticky notes is helpful to give a physical feel of what it is, as opposed to software which gives me a virtual feel. But I think
we can transform from there to here.
So the advantage of using a software tool is I can also do it remote collaboration. So there are advantages, disadvantages. I don't think again there is a specific formula. You must use this or must. But the sticky notes, the suggestion is
the second point what we talked about, the qualitative impact. So that's what one of the qualitative impact.
Quantitative or qualitative?
Qualitative impact.
No, the qualitative impact is just in the visual.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the point you're talking about having sticky notes and people to collaborate, that also impacts on collaboration.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So two parts. If I take the qualitative impact of a VSM is just in the visual look, and that the what do you say? Pictures speak more than words and descriptions, right? So the picture tells me a lot when I see it. That is one element. But if I'm helping to develop the picture, I myself am collaborating, buy-in, there's a lot more to it. Whether I want to use software, or I want to use sticky notes, or I want to use chart, I think all options are workable. I think definitely, I mean, from a more conventional sense, the sticky notes and having people in the room do it there is something additional physical to it, no doubt about it. But as things go today, you can see that even remote collaboration and doing it, people are getting comfortable. Okay, so there is no must that I have to use the sticky note approach, although people have found benefit. Okay, so yeah, so there's a lot more reading on this, as again we have only touched the tip of what a VSM is and how to use it, and some of the other elements in it, but do go on to the supplementary module for additional. Thank you.